(1939년의) 영국. 제2차 세계대전의 목전에서 한 남자가 서턴 후라는 지방으로 향합니다. 서턴 후는 런던에서 140km 떨어진 해안 지방으로 영국 동남부에 해당하죠. 남자의 이름은 베질 브라운. 그는 발굴가로 한 부인의 의뢰를 받아 이곳에 도착했습니다.
Morn, Mrs. Pretty, please.
이내 이 일의 의뢰인인 이디스 프리티가 나타납니다. 사실 이디스가 베질을 고용한 건 전쟁을 앞둬 고고학계의 인력이 부족했기 때문이죠. 주변의 편견이 이디스에게도 전해진 걸 느낀 베질은 말합니다. 오래지 않아 현장에 도착하는 두 사람. 사실 이 봉분들은 16세기 국가적 차원에서 발굴을 시도했으나 아무것도 찾지 못한 곳이었죠.
I'd like to start with this one.
Well, that's your money, Mrs. Pretty, but I'd base your dig on evidence.
Why not?
Because that dip's in the middle, see? Thieves used to sink shafts in. Anything they found would have been melted down, sold long ago.
이제 임금 협상만이 남은 상황.
As for money.
그러나
No.
All right. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can reasonably afford to spend. Robert, this is Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is an archaeologist.
Well, I'm an excavator. Excuse me.
고등교육을 받지 못한 그는 항상 적은 돈을 받아야만 했죠. 하지만 이번만큼은 그러고 싶지 않았습니다. 다행히 이디스가 그를 붙잡았죠.
Mr. Brown,
Yes?
Billy Lyons, from Mrs. Pretty.
I'll need help.
I'm glad we could come to an arrangement after all, Mr. Brown. My son Robert is keen to assist you in any way.
Oh, no. You can come.
Shan't hold you up.
그렇게 베질은 본격적인 작업에 착수합니다. 숙련된 발굴가답게 그의 작업은 순조로웠죠. 그는 얼마 뒤 로버트를 통해 이디스를 부르는데
I'm sorry. Mr. Brown says to come.
Now?
Yes.
Looks like the kind of tray you get in a butcher's.
Who are those men?
They're from the Ipswich Museum.
Hello, Brown.
Maynard, can I borrow you, please, for this here corner? You have it?
Yeah.
3. Last.
Is that the sum of your labours?
이들의 방문 이유는 값싸게 부려먹을 수 있는 베질을 자신들의 현장으로 빼가기 위해서였습니다.
War's looming. All hands are on deck to excavate before hostilities begin.
Far greater import, if you'll forgive me, than this minor venture.
I didn't guess its age correctly. Anglo-Saxon.
That's most unlikely, Brown.
Look here, Brown, you've made your point. You can have your £2 a week.
이디스는 베질의 선택에 맡겼고 그는 남길을 택하죠. 서턴 후에도 전운이 감돌기 시작했습니다. 그 때문일까? 외출을 마친 이디스는 가슴의 통증을 호소하죠.
Mrs. Pretty, you produce all this acid because you're a warrior.
베질은 매일 밤 기록하고 또 공부했습니다. 그건 이디스도 마찬가지였죠. 그러던 어느 날 사고가 벌어집니다.
Oh, you might be down there, Mrs. Pretty. That ain't safe. We can't continue without them now.
It occurs to me that you might unearth human remains.
Well, there's always coroner's inquests when remains are found. We can't dig down into the earth without considering that...
Mr. Brown?
다행히 베질은 목숨을 구할 수 있었지만 이디스의 통증은 더 심해집니다. 그리고
Excuse me.
Mr. Brown, are you all right?
See, Mrs. Pretty? This is the one you like. See, all the others, circular. Now, supposing whoever ploughed here gradually knocked a bit off, they'd have sunk the flue into what they thought was the centre.
But it might not have been.
That's right. You say the word, and I'll dig.
그렇게 몸을 추스르기도 전에 작업을 재개하는 베질과 그의 팀원들. 그 사이 전쟁은 더욱 가까워졌죠.
They come over all the time. There's an RAF base nearby. Would you like to fly, Mr. Brown?
Oh, every time I look through my telescope.
Or will you show me?
I might.
그러던 어느 날 베질은 입스위치 박물관으로 향합니다. 도착하자 그는 자신이 발견한 것을 꺼내 보이죠.
They found an iron rivet at the burial mound at Snipe, didn't they?
My goodness, Basil.
And the crystal glasses.
Is it Mr. Brown?
Yes, darling, darling.
I think you'd better come and see.
봉분 위에 올라서자 놀라운 광경이 펼쳐집니다.
Well, I expect this is a grave of a great man or a king. Now they'd have put it on ropes and they'd have hauled it over logs. I don't expect they'd go to all this trouble for any little squirt.
Vikings?
Oh, the mainland disagrees, but I think it's Anglo-Saxon.
Congratulations, Mr. Brown. Congratulations, Mr. Spoon.
베질의 짐작대로 6세기의 유물이 맞다면 이는 거의 남아있지 않은 암흑 시대를 밝히는 희대의 발견인 상황. 소문은 순식간에 퍼졌고 공을 차지하기 위한 이들이 몰려들기 시작합니다.
Mr. Reed Moore has kindly offered to take charge of the dig. I turned his generous offer down.
I bet he blew his gasket. Mrs. B, I think you better go in the service right away.
I wanted to thank you for your patience with Robert. The servants tell me you've studied everything from Latin to geology. Apparently you've written a book.
I have. I left school when I was 12. Always had a hunger to study.
Would you have dinner with me?
그렇게 저녁 약속을 잡은 두 사람. 베질은 초대에 맞춰 준비에 임하는데 그의 방엔 아내가 기다리고 있었죠.
I brought you some fresh shirts.
There's Mr. Brown with a woman.
Mr. Brown sends his apologies, ma'am.
I suppose it's his wife. You know, she writes to him every day.
Oh, May, you sure you don't want to stay the night? Well, thanks for coming, May.
I've been reading your books for company.
You haven't.
I know, they're hard work, I tell you.
They are.
Bye, Dan.
Bye.
아내가 돌아간 밤. 베질은 빗소리에 잠에서 깹니다.
Let me help.
Right. Pull it hard.
I'm Rory Lomax.
I'm Edith Pretty's cousin.
Right. I like the stove. Would you like some tea?
Yes, please.
그렇게 로리가 팀에 합류한 날, 이디스는 런던에서 충격적인 소식을 듣게 되죠.
Rheumatic fever you had as a child, it damaged the valves of your heart.
Is there nothing else that can be done?
I'm sorry, I wish I had better news.
집으로 향하는 그녀의 마음은 무너진 상태였습니다. 부당함과 싸우는 게 버거울 정도로 말이죠.
Mr. Reed Moore's here, ma'am, with some other gentlemen. They're already on their way to the mounds. Right.
이들은 대형 박물관에서 파견된 고고학자들입니다. 필립스가 이들을 이끌었죠.
Ye gods! We at the Ipswich Museum pride ourselves on our...
You need to stop there.
I beg your pardon? Is this your work?
Yes, I'm Basil Brown, excavator.
I am Charles Phillips, archaeologist. And as this is a find of national interest, but your excavating service is no longer required. Grimes, I have never seen anything like it. You men, finish up. Don't move another pebble.
I'm not employed by you.
Yes.
All right. Wait here.
We may have found a burial chamber in the ship. What are your wishes?
하지만 그녀가 할 수 있는 건 많지 않았습니다.
Are you poorly, Mrs. Britton? He's got no right to dictate to you. This ship's only appearing because of you.
베질은 알고 있었습니다. 그들이 개입한 이상 자신에게 돌아올 영광은 없다는 걸.
Mrs. Pretty is keen to keep you on. Your primary task will be to keep the site in order. From now on, you're not to set foot in the body of the ship without my express permission.
Are you going to put up with that, Basil?
예상대로 일이 흘러가자 베질은 떠나기를 결심합니다.
Hello, Mr. Brown. Where are you going?
I have to go home now. Well, I'm sorry, Robert.
But Mr. Brown! Mr. Brown!
이대로 베질과 헤어질 수 없던 로버트는 황급히 그를 따라 나서고
Did you tell Mrs. Pretty you were leaving? First place.
Mark my words, May, I won't receive any credit.
And that's the thanks she gets for giving you the opportunity in the first place.
There won't even be a footnote.
Is that why you took the job, for the credit?
Excuse me. Do you know Basil Brown?
I found that ship. Jacobs and Spooner too, and nobody will remember that.
You don't?
I may not be a fellow at Cambridge, but I worked out what was down there.
You always told me your work ain't about the past or even the present. That's for the future. The line that joins them to their forebears. Isn't that what you always say? Why else would the lot of you be playing around in the dirt while the rest of the country prepares for war? Something that'll last longer than whatever damn war we're heading into.
What the hell?
Robert?
Mr. Brown!
Why?
You promised. You said you'd show me the cosmos. You promised.
I bet you've a rare thirst after that long ride, ain't you?
That's a
Let's
long
get you
way,
inside
mate.
for a cup of milk. Shall I take your bite for you?
We've got that hand, mate.
전화를 받은 이디스는 한달음에 달려옵니다.
He's all right, Mrs. Pretty. He's inside.
He's been no trouble. A lovely boy.
No, we've imposed on your kindness enough.
What are you thinking?
Sorry, Mother.
Robert came to remind me of a promise that I made.
Then you're returning.
I am, yes.
Thank you.
그렇게 베질은 다시 현장으로 향하죠.
Mr. Grimes, I've been taking notes.
Well, they saved me days. You must have suspected what was here.
Well, you've made good progress. Kindly.
It's fine work, Mr. Brown.
Well, we made a start.
베질은 허드렛 일일지라도 최선을 다했습니다. 반면 필립스는 언제 터질지 모르는 전쟁에 쫓겼죠.
You need to find a star and identify its direction of travel.
Do space pilots navigate using the stars?
10 more minutes, Commander. Then bed.
반복되는 발굴 속에서도 이렇다 할 성과는 보이지 않았고 또다시 비가 내려 현장이 멈추자 필립스는 말합니다.
It's a race, an absolute race. I'm losing a whole day.
Then you are wasting the talents of Mr. Brown.
Well, that's an excellent idea.
Mr. Brown isn't qualified.
No, that's just snobbery.
그렇게 베질은 허드렛 일에서 벗어나게 되죠. 그리고 다음 날 새롭게 합류한 패기가 무언가를 발견하는데
Where did you find it, darling? You clever girl.
Philip.
There's much more.
패기의 발견을 시작으로 막대한 부장품들이 쏟아지기 시작했습니다. 나아가 베질의 가설을 뒷받침하는 결정적 증거가 등장하죠.
Could you both cast your eyes on this, please? I believe that's a Merovingian premises, late 6th century.
Mr. Brown has always said so.
This is Anglo-Saxon.
It's Dark Age! By Jupiter!
This changes everything.
Well, the Vikings are out of the window.
Brown has just shown me a Merovingian premises.
These people were not just marauding barterers.
Brailsford, Piggott, if you start loading the gold into the car.
I beg your pardon? London is preparing for air raids. The British Museum is currently being emptied of its treasures, isn't it?
Well, this is the obvious place for it, Mrs. Pretty.
There'll be an inquest, as you know, and its fate will be decided there. Until then, Mr. Brown, as the finder of this magnificent ship, would you please take the treasure up to the house?
This is most irregular.
It's found on her land.
It's someone's grave. Am I doing the right thing?
As life was revealed.
Just in here.
한편 독일의 위협은 점점 거세지고 이디스의 시간은 줄어만 갔죠.
There's a partial eclipse of the moon.
The people who buried that ship, what did they believe?
They were sailing somewhere, weren't they?
Wherever we go when we die.
Down to the underworld or up to the stars?
It does make you feel the gods are angry. The coroner has been in touch. There's been quite a lot of public interest in our ship. The villagers are coming. And my friends from the county.
Mrs. Pretty, just how fragile this site is.
Please feel free to invite your families and friends.
필립스의 만류에도 이디스는 서둘렀습니다. 자신이 살아있을 때 일을 마쳐야만 온당한 결과를 끌어낼 수 있다고 생각했기 때문이죠.
Are you all right?
I've already had some joker from the Sunday Mirror asking me if it's what happens to the treasure. That's the real question.
Orders completing the mobilization of the Navy, Army, and Air Force. The King and Queen have decided to stay in Paris for the time being.
결국 전쟁은 발발하고 소유권에 대한 발표일 역시 다가왔죠.
I think they've given the treasure to Mrs.
You want me to travel with you?
I hope I have the opportunity to stay tuned later.
I'm terribly sorry.
I thought you'd be pleased with the verdict.
We die. We die and we decay.
I'm not sure I agree. We're part of something continuous. From the first human handprint on a cave wall, so we don't really die.
베질의 위로를 받은 이디스는 준비한 축사를 펼쳐놓습니다.
The artifacts discovered here have caused a national sensation. In my opinion, the greatest and most beautiful treasure of all. Found and excavated by Mr. Basil Brown.
Basil!
어찌 보면 마땅한 사실을 공표한 것에 불과할지도 모르는 일. 하지만 이 말은 베질의 삶을 관통하며 그를 위로했죠.
It could not be a better result, Mrs. Pretty.
Did you mention her intentions?
We hope that you'll agree that the Ipswich Museum is the perfect place.
Don't let her give it to Ipswich. The British Museum will buy everything.
Have some lemon drizzle cake, Mr. Phillips. It's most refreshing.
Thank you so much for what you said. I could have cheered.
His son has formed a strong attachment. Perhaps you might let him visit you from time to time.
That site, it needs to be made safe for the future, so that's another week's work.
Do you take care of her? You say your goodbyes to the old girl.
I line the hull with hessian. All this soil's got to go back in.
I'm giving the treasure to the British Museum. It should be where the greatest number of people can freely see it. As a gift.
I don't know anyone's ever made a gift as big as that.
I wanted to tell you. I also told Mr. Phillips that I expect your work to receive proper recognition.
Thank you.
그렇게 공을 쫓던 이들이 떠난 어느 아침. 베즐은 처음 모습으로 돌려놓기 위해 다시 현장에 나섭니다.